Well, I'm wearing silk and I'm drinking milk, my nieces and nephews. It's your boy, Fun Uncle, back at it again. And today's episode, we are talking about Web 3.0, the future, the metaverse. It's all happening right now. And if that sounds good to you, stay tuned for the rest of this episode. That's right, my cornstarch crusaders. Web 3.0 is here. It's a decentralized metaverse, augmented, and virtual reality that is happening here and now. It's hip happening, and you know it's hip and happening because my boys like Microsoft and Facebook are getting in the game. Microsoft announced their new mesh on Teams, which is kind of a metaverse, kind of augmented reality space where you can use a HoloLens and/or Teams to interact with your teammates. And of course, who didn't hear about the sweet baby raise Mark Zuckerberg and Meta? The real unfortunate thing about this is it's like if a company back in the 90s called themselves the internet. You know, like, talk about being destined to fail. Why would you call your company the metaverse when that's the thing you're doing? You know, why not give it at least Microsoft had the wherewithal to call themselves Microsoft Mesh, you know? So they're kind of dancing around the idea that it's a metaverse space, not being, totally on the nose the way Zuckerberg was doing it. And I think it's actually kind of unfortunate that he's just like, we are the internet now, like this is the metaverse. Web 3.0 is supposed to be decentralized. And so for him to say, like, it's all here in a company that's centralized and it's all happening here, don't look anywhere else, it's all going to be here, that's basically destined to fail. I think all of the people who are gung-ho in the metaverse space will be completely turned off by this general vibe he's putting off. And I think that the real metaverse, that we all will interact with in the future will be some kind of decentralized Web 3.0 space that is completely agnostic of any kind of corporation or major institution. I mean, sure, it might evolve into some kind of major institution, but that will be a decentralized Web 3.0 kind of sharded, fragmented environment. Which brings me on to today's subject, which is Web 3.0. What is it? Well, let's start to break things down a little bit. When the internet came to be, there was Web 1.0, and that's where you had internet providers basically generating the content for you. You could go to a website and read a news article that website had curated, or you could go see movie times that website had curated for you. Then we transitioned into Web 2.0, and that's where you as the user could go to a website and interact with it yourself. You could go online and you could actually type up something like a blog or a MySpace or Facebook page that other users could go and see stuff that you had curated, and the website was more of a facilitator for whatever content you wanted to create. Now we're entering Web 3.0, where it is read, write, and trust verified. Kind of an oversimplification of it is it's just sharded, blockchain-based websites that the metaverse will be built on top of. So when all of us have our, we have at least a couple hundred gigs, if not a terabyte, in the palm of our hand, and we have our own personal computers. I mean, essentially, we have what used to be supercomputers in the palms of our hand, and so we are starting to do away with the idea of having any kind of centralized computing source. We will get to the point where we don't need big hubs like Google or Amazon providing terabytes or petabytes of computing processing information, where we can just do small pieces of it on our own device and then shard out that information. So a little bit of my information is on your phone, a little bit of your information is on my phone. Really a gross oversimplification of what's going to happen in Web 3.0. And we will all kind of share the internet. Not only will we be interacting with the internet, but we will be sharing resources and evening out the load of internet across all of these billions and billions of computing devices that, I mean, just here in my room, I have 4 or 5 different computing devices that could help support this new Web 3.0 space. And so that is the transition we're entering in right now. Now, this is just a really simple way to look at it. The next page I have here is a very complex way to look at the new Web 2.0 to Web 3.0 transition, and they did a really good job. Look at how far you can zoom in on this thing. We've got technical, financial, organizational, and it shows you what was, what was the Web 2.0 and what will be the Web 3.0 decentralized sharding organization of the future. It's happening now. For those of you who've seen the movie Ready Player One, you're going to put on your headset and you're going to share the internet with other people. You're going to interact with it and be making it and participating in it all at the same time. And it's starting to happen right now. This is the ground floor, the grassroots. I'm trying to say both at the same time. But you can kind of see how cryptocurrencies are going to play a really large role. Here's MetaMask right there. Ethermon. All of these different cryptocurrencies that will be taking over what used to be large institutions will now be decentralized into these blockchained, sharded-esque organizations that will be everywhere and nowhere all at the same time. There's my boy Polkadot. Let's go, Polkadot. Yeah. What's this one? Platforms. Right. Yeah, they will all be built on the back of these verified. There's my boy Cosmos as well. Let's go, Cosmos, Polkadot. Yeah, for those of you hodl ganging on those. There's Infinity. Oh, wow. Okay, look at this. This is kind of just cool to look at. Amazon, Dropbox, iCloud will now become Storj, Filecoin, SafeNet. I mean, this is cool. This is cool to see what's happening in real time. And of course, there will be winners and losers, right? These are just the first iterations of what will be in the future. And I was having a really interesting conversation with one of my friends who's he doesn't understand it. He doesn't understand NFTs, he doesn't understand the metaverse, and it's not that he doesn't understand it, he just hasn't been fully exposed to it yet. And we had a really interesting conversation. I'm not going to throw his name out there to call him out, but we had a really interesting conversation about how the parts of it he understood were how if you ever play FIFA or Call of Duty or World of Warcraft, there are these users who will pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to get cosmetic skins, which we call NFTs. Now, in the Web 3.0 metaverse space, we call them NFTs. But what's better about NFTs versus the old guard, the old Web 2.0 way of looking at things, like you would get a Call of Duty gun or a FIFA player or some World of Warcraft cosmetic je ne sais quoi, but they only could live on that one device. You could not go to another game and utilize those same resources. They were kind of locked in time on World of Warcraft or on Call of Duty, etc., etc. And so in this new Web 3.0 metaverse, augmented reality, virtual reality space, you can now buy your NFTs and they can live cross-platform. You can have it on your Microsoft and your Facebook and your Amazon and your Google and your Call of Duty. The idea that maybe one day we could have our, Bored Ape, be a cosmetic skin in Call of Duty in the future. How cool would that be, right? Or you could have your Cryptoad, call out to my boy Crypto Buffalo. You could have your Cryptoad as a part of your World of Warcraft game, or as a avatar in your Microsoft Teams meeting if your company will allow it. These are the potential future that we can't even imagine yet because there are so many facets of it that haven't even been invented yet. And so we're waiting for the winners and losers. During the dot-com boom back in the 90s, people were throwing money at it because they didn't know what was going to win and what was going to lose. And I think that's kind of happening in some ways with the Bored Ape Yacht Club, how people are, or CryptoPunks, how people are spending millions of dollars to have these punks, these NFTs, because it gains them access to parties and exclusive events, blah, 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 blah. But the truth is that's not going to be the way it's going to be, There needs to be more utility and more broader use cases before it'll catch on to the broader audiences. And so we're all kind of waiting for the quote-unquote Amazons or quote-unquote Facebooks of the 2.0. If you can follow this analogy with me, in Web 2.0, the clear winners were Amazon and Facebook and Microsoft, etc. And so in this Web 3.0 space, we're starting to see the fabric being woven in real time, where you want to say to yourself, well, is it going to be the crypto punks, or is it going to be the 48 Yacht Cub, or is it going to be our cryptodes? You know, who is going to make it through the great consolidation? What will be the quote-unquote Facebook? It's not going to be Facebook, I can already tell you that, but it'll be some new company that catches on the way TikTok is catching on with the youth, with those young Gen Z kids. And so what I'm doing personally as an investor is I'm paying attention to the younger generations. I'm not going to look to the baby boomers to see what decisions they make on the metaverse, because they have no idea what it is and they will not participate in it at all. I'm going to be watching the Gen Zs and even younger generations. Have we named the generations below Gen Z yet? I don't believe so. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to see what they do, and I'm going to invest in what they do. Whatever catches on with the kids will be the future. So I really hate that we've got these baby boomers and older, greater generation, these 70, 80-year-old people in Congress trying to make decisions on what Web 3.0 will be, when A, they don't know what it is, and B, they won't even participate in it. And so I'm going to keep my ear to the ground, smell for the buffalo dung, and watch what the Gen Z does. And whatever they do will be the future. That will be Web 3.0. And it will involve some kind of headset. It will have some kind of Oculus, or I don't know what, HTC Vibe or whatever it is, or some company will come out with some device we haven't even dreamed of yet. Like how Apple has some kind of augmented reality device they're going to make in the future, and we already can kind of see how they're doing it with the dual camera systems and blah 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 blah. So, but this is all happening in real time, and a way for you to participate in it is be one of the people making NFTs, participating in the metaverse. I know it's still in the early days. For those of you who have been walking around in crypto voxels, you can see how rudimentary and kind of 2D it is right now, but expand upon that as our GPUs get faster and more comprehensive, and we can decentralize this even further. The sky's the limit. I'm getting really excited on what lies ahead. Now let's move on to the next subject here. I have some new sources I like to I found these this week, and I think they're super cool for anyone in the cryptocurrency space. This first one's called Luna Crush. Now this is a social intelligence for crypto. Basically, it just tells you ranked which coins are getting the most traction right now. So Shiba, of course, Doge, Elon, Mars, crypto. I actually, if you guys have watched crypto.com recently, it's been booming, absolutely zooming. But this is just a great resource I discovered in the last week that I think y'all should look into as well. Not financial advice. Use this to triangulate your own opinions on things. But I see this as a really cool resource to see like what's been the most influential, the past 24-hour volume. For those of you who are looking to buy a coin, not financial advice, you could use this to help tip the scale, to triangulate your own resources, to figure out what's being said and what's being thought and where the sentiment is shifting. So that is Lunar Crush. The next one is Crypto Panic. Very rudimentary website, but its sources are not rudimentary at all. These are up-to-the-minute news articles that's aggregate of every source. And so if you go to Crypto Panic, it is giving you the heartbeat, the fresh, sweet goodness right off the press. Need I say more? This is your one-stop shop for all cryptocurrency, NFT, metaverse news. Check it out. I just discovered this week, and I wanted to make sure I showed it to y'all before I disappear on another business trip. So check this out. It's Crypto Panic and Social Intelligence. The Social Intelligence page, Luna Crush. And now it's time to jump into the news. This first story I have for you is pretty obvious. A cryptocurrency inspired by Squid Game crashes and the industry has questions. Well, all I really got to say is duh. I mean, did you see the movie? Did you see Squid Game? I want to say movie. It's kind of a movie. It's a TV show movie. It's about people getting screwed out of their money, and people fighting to the death for money. and you thought that this was going to be a straight shooter, you know, like you thought that they were going to be playing cool with you. You didn't think the rug was going to get pulled. This is official. This is gambling right here. For anyone who put their money into this, you were gambling, and you put it all on red, and the cards weren't dealt your way. I'm so sorry for those of you who lost money into this, but this is just another cautionary tale for anyone who is in this cryptocurrency space. A reminder that it's still the Wild West. There are people robbing banks, and there's no police or warden or U.S. Marshals in place to stop those do-batters out there that are taking your money. And so just another reminder to do your research. Don't go YOLOing your life savings into things like Shiba Coin or Squid Game Coin. I mean, come on. It crashed within 100%. And it's kind of crazy. You never see 100% crashes that often, but it was a full-on 100% crash, and they made off with $3.3 million. And you know, it's like those guys, those card sharks in Manhattan who take your money from you with the little card games, you know, like they earned it, you know, like you can't, you put your money on the table and they took it from you, and that you didn't know the rules. There was no regulations in place. There's no Nevada Gaming Commission here, and so you screwed up. You screwed up. You put your money in the toilet, you flushed it, and you thought it would come back out? Come on, guys. Come on. So I had to lead right with this. The Squid Game currency scam. Duh. That's all I got to say is duh. And I want everyone to just remember this story whenever they try to put money into something called Taco Cat or Cat Girl or Doge Elon or freaking some other kind of scam coin that has no backing or no exchange, or the people who are running it don't show their faces. Don't put your money in there. I know everyone wants to make 1,000x overnight, but these are just really easy ways to lose all your money. So the opposite usually happens on things like this. If you want to gamble, go to the casino. You know, you have better odds at a casino than you do with the Squid Game coin. So I just want to make sure I say this right out of the gate, you know, like, duh. You know, for anyone who lost their money, no, I will not shed any tears in remembrance of you and your money because you flushed it down the toilet expecting it to come back. You expect 1,000x on a toilet flush? Come on. Cryptocurrency, what does it all mean? This one actually cracked me up when I saw this. I was just like, geez, are we still having to do this? But I guess so. I guess there's enough baby boomers in the market these days that want to put their money in, but are like, well, do I have to put in my seed phrase, and I got to have a cell phone, and then what the hell's Dogecoin? You know, so they have to have articles like this. But it just cracked me up, like, cryptocurrency, what does it all mean? It's like if someone made an article that's like, the internet, but what? Like, driving a car, where do I put the gasoline? You know, these things... I can't help but crack up, you know, but like, there are 5,000 different cryptocurrencies. I just imagine the guy who wrote this article, or gal, let me see, was it a guy or gal who wrote this? Ah, it was a guy, Nicholas, okay. I want to make sure I'm being omnipresent at all times. But anyways, it's just like, now you take your credit card information and you convert it into the blockchain. And, oh boy, yeah, I think... this is why we need ETFs, you know, for people who need articles like this. That's why, you know, like Grayscale exists, or any number of Bitcoin ETFs exists for this reason, because there's a lot of people out there who just want to just put the money in and just forget about it. And that's great that we're starting to have more regulation and more institutions in place for that reason, so that we don't have poor old grandma having to read this article, trying to put on her readers to figure out what's going on. They didn't mention this in Matlock. I don't know what's going on here. It just cracked me up. I had to mention this right out of the gate. The real story's Aaron Rodgers is going to receive part of his salary in Bitcoin. He's not going to get the COVID vaccine, but he's going to get part of his salary in Bitcoin. And then we got the mayor-elect is going to accept his initial salary in Bitcoin. The Miami mayor is going to accept his entire salary in Bitcoin. The Tampa mayor is going to accept his salary in Bitcoin. And whenever I see these articles, I'm like, this is huge news. This is huge news. This is institutional involvement. These are figureheads who are fully bought in, and are in it for the long term. They're not here for the quick flip. They want this to be part of the new normal moving forward. I did hear a very interesting comment that an election cycle is coming up, and all of these people who are, trying to publicly display the fact that they want part of their salary in Bitcoin, the reason they're doing it is because donors, lobbyists have Bitcoin. Those billionaires out there who might contribute to a future campaign probably have a lot of their money in Bitcoin. And so this is a play by a lot of these figureheads to be like, hey, Bitcoin enthusiasts, I'm the guy you want to vote for / contribute to my campaign for president in 2024. Wink, wink. I'm so bought in, I'll make it part of my salary, but I won't really tell you what I'm doing with it. But I'm going to make these public displays that you like to see so that you will contribute to my campaign in the next election cycle. Do you see what's going on with my eye here? I don't have a twitch. I'm under complete control of this eyeball here. So that's what's going on here, I think, in some sense. You can't totally write off that conspiracy theory. But yeah, there are billionaires out there who have made 100% of their billions in cryptocurrency. And they want their cryptocurrency to stay and to increase in value. And so whenever they see New York mayor, the Miami mayor, the Tampa mayor, Aaron Rodgers, who controls a lot of stuff, if you think about it, don't really think about it. They want to encourage this kind of behavior, and twofold, these public figures will go out of their way to try to please everybody. And so they've already got their pockets lined by all kinds of Republican and Democrat lobbyists. The next funnel of money is to try to persuade these cryptocurrency enthusiasts to contribute to their campaigns as well. And so that's a little bit of what also is going on here in the background when you read these articles. Take it with a grain of salt and a dash of sugar, that in all actuality, it's a play for money. How do we know that the New York mayor isn't getting his salary in Bitcoin and then immediately flipping it back into cash? How do we know that he's actually a long-term hodler? That he isn't also afraid of the potential 70 to 80% drop that'll come at the end of the next cycle? We'll see. These are great things nevertheless, but also got to say, politicians are snakes. They may shed their skin, they may change colors, but they're still snakes. So they're not all snakes, but they are all snakes. So so just watch them with both eyes and keep both your hands on the trigger. Someone took out a $1.4 million loan with an NFT as collateral. This is crazy. For all my friends out there who are just like, it's just a JPEG. Well, I can just right click and save to my computer. How in the F is there a $1.4 million loan being pulled? And this is the collateral? What? That doesn't make sense. Even for me, I want to say that I know more than most about NFTs. This is still kind of crazy. And whenever you pull out a loan like this, it's a non-taxable event. This person then can go off and who knows what they're going to do with $1.4 million. Maybe buy some Bitcoin with it, and then Bitcoin moons to 100,000. Now they've got $2.8 million. They pay back the loan and they've got $1 million profit lining their pockets, and they get to hold on to their NFT as well. So this is just a really crazy time. And to think that this is the NFT, it's not like the Mona Lisa or like a naked picture of Kim Kardashian. This is it. This is the $1.4 million collateral. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy to me. But these are the sign of the times, and hopefully these will be the stories we're laughing about in the future when the true metaverse and the true NFT space grows from the ashes of the scorched earth after World War III / Civil War 2.0. That's bound to take place when the Proud Boys take over the Capitol. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not Nostradamus here. I'm just Fun Uncle, okay? This is not Professor Expert time with Dr. Know-It-All. This is the Fun Uncle show, and I'm keeping things fun by talking about the Civil War. Who's not laughing, right? Who isn't laughing when we talk about World War III? Make sure you get really good at filtrating water, and you have a garden in your yard for food during the nuclear fallout. On to the next story here. Will Ethereum reach $5,000 by November 17th? Well, we're starting to enter the self-fulfilling prophecy region right now, where people are just throwing numbers in the air. They're tossing darts against a board, and they're just like 5,000, 5,000. And the fact that it's already at 4,500, like, yeah, 5,000 is totally doable. And in 2 more weeks, it could happen tomorrow. It could happen by Monday. We could hit $5,000. So I think this is just another one of those articles that's just predicting what we already know is going to happen. I personally don't like to say numbers. I like to say that by the end of this cycle, Ethereum will be worth 0.1 Bitcoin. Now, if Bitcoin is worth $100,000, that means Ethereum will be worth $10,000. If Bitcoin's worth $200,000, that means Ethereum will be worth $20,000. I don't want to say right out of the gate that Ethereum will be worth $10,000, but I am pretty confident that with its current trajectory, it will move higher than Bitcoin will, because it's got a lot of better press, it's got a lot of better fundamentals, it's got better leadership behind it, it's got all kinds of smart contracts and NFTs built on its backbone. So there's more going on in the Ethereum ecosystem than there is in the Bitcoin ecosystem, which leads me to believe that it will grow faster than Bitcoin, and it'll close that gap in its valuation against Bitcoin. And so, good news or bad news, let's say Bitcoin drops to 20,000, worst case scenario, Bitcoin drops to 20,000, I still think Ethereum will be worth 0.1 Bitcoin, which means it'll be worth $2,000. Again, that's the worst case scenario here, but the real sentiment I'm trying to convey is that if you're going to put your money anywhere, make it Ethereum. I see Ethereum is going to grow faster than Bitcoin will, and it's little articles like this from Polymarket that kind of add a little bit more credence to what I'm thinking. And so that's it for the news. Let's head on over to the LADZ City Lounge. Deep, deep down in the heart of LADZ City, past the railroad tracks, past NFT Arcade, it's below a bowling alley and above another bowling alley, you'll find the LADZ City Lounge, where your old LADZ City fun uncle is chillin', kicking back with a whiskey in his hand and a glass of wine and a couple pipes of PCP, and he's talking about all things LADZ City. Join me, if you will, in the LADZ City Discord. This is the hot, heart happening place where it's all going down in real time. You're going to want to check it out if you're not already a part of LADZ City. It's hip, it's hop, it's happening, it's now. This is where I go for all of my news. I wake up in the morning and I don't go to CNN, I don't go to Fox News, I go straight to the LADZ City Discord to see how my fellow lads are doing. And most importantly, I do so to pick my LADZ City Lad of the Week. I go through, I'm scraping through, I'm knocking on doors, I'm asking people who is the one who's been the laddest lad of them all this week, who's been participating with the fullest lad heart, who's been in all of the channels talking and encouraging people throughout the week. Well, I found him. And it was so much work. I was just digging through. I was like in a safari, just pushing bushes out of the way, trying to find who it was, digging through coal to find the diamond gems, and I found our LADZ City Lad of the Week, and it was Prophet Moffat. Prophet Moffat, thank you so much for being such an encouraging LADZ City Lad, and you have won the LADZ City Lad of the Week. I'll airdrop some tokens in your name in the Discord for you, and everybody watching this, join the Discord if you're not already a part of it, and participate in the Discord, in the chats, during events. Come and chime in. I'm watching. I've got some other lieutenants in the chat who are helping me pick some names, if you know what I'm saying. So no good deed is gone unnoticed. So this week, Prophet Moffat, you are our LADZ City Lad of the Week. Thank you so much for being such an encouraging participant in the Discord. And I encourage everyone to keep chiming in. keep being the change you want to see in the world. I will take notice. I will give you a shout out here on Fun Uncle. And my cup runneth over, and I spilleth my cup into the lad of the week. And this week it's Prophet Moffat. Thank you so much for being here, being with us, and being a great lad. Just in general, thank you so much for being here. The other piece of news I have for everyone, hot off the press, if you haven't already heard about it, we have a new show coming to the LADZ City Network. It's these two strapping gentlemen. Their names are Matt Wolf and Joe Fier. These guys are going to be joining us Mondays starting on the 15th of November. They'll be joining us and chatting about NFTs, the cryptocurrency space. These two have great marketing acumen, and I think they're going to be just a great addition to the LAD network. It's kind of cool. In the time I've joined, in the past 6 or 7 months I've been a part of the LAD network, I've seen us double in size. And we have this kind of momentum and trajectory. We keep adding people to the team, and it's really encouraging to see the growth that's constantly happening in this space. And I think the sky's the limit. And these two strapping young gentlemen will be an excellent addition. They will grow us further. They will broaden our network. They will bring new people into the space. And it's just so exciting to see what's going on. I think that this, the NFT kind of talk space is new. It's new this year. And to think about where we'll be maybe even next year or even the next cycle, once we enter the next bull run in 2024, 2025, I see the LADZ City Network having hundreds of thousands of subscribers. We will have tens of thousands of people in the Discord. We might have to fork the Discord and make another Discord for premium members or something like that, because the main Discord will be too cluttered with people saying hi and active all the time, and so I just see this is the ground, this is the grassroots. I'm bullish on the LADZ City Network, and the sky's the limit. And these young gentlemen here, they're great over, I want to call them young gentlemen, but these two strapping gentlemen right here will be the start of something new here in this space. I'm excited to see what they bring to the table, and I cannot wait to be a guest on their show. Please have me on. I would love to help you do a couple episodes in any way, shape, or form. I'm your guy. Call up your fun uncle. It's on speed dial 6969-420. Dial it in, and you will get me hot, fresh, and ready Little Caesars pizza, is what I like to say. The other piece of news, if you guys hadn't heard about it, there's a little thing called the NFT NYC, just this tiny little thing that happened in a really small, remote city that no one's ever heard of. It's called New York, Manhattan, Times Square. NFTs, non-fungible tokens, the conference of all conferences. I am having severe FOMO that I missed out on this show. It was all COVID scare. I honestly didn't think, I thought COVID was just ramping up in such a way that there was no end in sight. And by the time the show is going to come around, especially in such a metropolitan area like New York, that they might cancel events. And I'm from Seattle, and so it's going to be quite a hike to get out there. And so I just decided not to go to it, and I am having some serious FOMO as a result. And so you better believe I will be showing up with bells and Hawaiian shirts on to the next NFT conference as soon as the lads can button and dial down the next show we're going to. I am booking flights. I will be there. My fellow lads, you can see me in person at the next one. Stay tuned for more announcements about that. But I have a little piece I've cut together of some of the social clips that my fellow Art Start Now Nifty Castle crew have sent their way, and I want y'all to take a look at it right here. Well, that's the whole ball of wax, the whole sack of potatoes, the carrots and the meat is stacked on top. That's all I got for y'all, my nieces and nephews, in this episode of Fun Uncle. Next week, I will be in Santa Clara at the AWE 21 conference. This is the augmented and virtual reality show of all shows, the most trusted brand in XR. So I will be here all next week. I will try my diggity darndest to be shooting some segments on my phone while I'm there. I have got a pretty good feeling there will be some kind of metaverse/NFT announcements at this show. Stay tuned, TBD, not 100% sure, but this is where I will be. I will be in Santa Clara all next week. And worst case scenario, I may not have a show for y'all next week. I will try my best. At the very least, I'll put something together on my phone, especially if there's some kind of unique NFT or metaverse-based announcement. Of course, I will try my best to shoot something and put something together while I'm there. But these shows are really crazy, if I'm being honest with you. I will be sitting in a very uncomfortable folding plastic chair on a sticky, dirty, twice used folding table on my laptop, just sweating 18 hours a day trying to cut together content for this show. I'll be working for the production team who's putting on this conference down in Santa Clara. And so I will be sweating it out, trying my best, missing you, my fellow LADZ City lads, my nieces and nephews out there. I will do my best to participate as much as I possibly can in the community. But for those of you who are wondering where I am, I'm not pulling an nftgg on you guys, okay? I'm not ghosting you. I'm just working a show down in Santa Clara. I will be at AWE 2021. So if y'all haven't heard about it, I hadn't heard about it until they booked me for this show. It's going to be in Santa Clara. It's all about augmented reality and virtual reality companies. It is the most trusted brand in XR. Wow, what a claim. I hope they can back it up, and I will be there on the ground floor reporting live when and where I can to see if they truly are the most trusted brand in XR. But other than that, that has been my episode of Fun Uncle. That's all I got for you. I hope everyone goes out of their way to be nice, to be encouraging, to do something fun and kind for those around you, because it's the winter time and people are kind of depressed this time of year and we're all looking for reasons to get out of bed. And so I hope that I can encourage all of you to be the change you want to see in the world. You know, we all don't want to go to work. We all don't want to wake up. We all don't want to sit through traffic. But if you can be the fun person at work that gives everybody else on your team a reason to come in, you have made a very fruitful contribution to the human experience and the greater good. And that's what I like to try to do, because I'm miserable. Life is hell. I'm dragging my ass out of bed every morning, but we have a choice to make every single day. It's to hate life or to love life, to be enthusiastic about a new day or to just be completely depressed and a drain on society. And so I have decided to make it my purpose to be fun, to be encouraging, to try to bring everybody else up. I just heard a quote the other day that, let's say you were given $10 million, okay? Someone handed you $10 million in cash right now, but the stipulation was that today was your last day. You get $10 million, but you don't get to wake up tomorrow. Would you take that money? 99.9% of people would say no. They would say, keep the $10 million. I would rather have another day to live. And I think that was a really cool testament to kind of the mentality I'm trying to convey into the world, is that every new day is $10 million. Is worth $10 million. Is worth $100 million. I would keep $1 billion. I want to have another day, and I feel that everyone should feel that way. Whenever you wake up in the morning, just realize that you just cashed in a $10 billion check. You got another day, and approach it enthusiastically. I know it's gray, I know it's rainy, but it's worth $10 million. I'm your fun uncle. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys once I get back from this conference. Stay uncle.